What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my teeny tiny channel. Actually, I mean, it's still teeny tiny, but it's growing. So I hit 900 subscribers today. That's amazing. Actually, in the world of YouTube, that's like the tiniest of tiny blip on the YouTube radar. 900 people, like, ooh, big deal. People have more followers on Instagram than that. But I appreciate you guys tagging along and watching my videos, so thank you. We're almost there to that 1,000 mark, and eventually when I hit 1,000 and the channel can be monetized and I start getting those huge residual checks for like 10 bucks, I'll be able to buy some gift cards and then send them out, give them away, do whatever, you know, use this channel for some good. Today I'm working on some gauges and stickers. Here's my 1983 Foxbody Wagon, and I've had this car for maybe 5 years now. I put in these cheapy little gauges when I first got the car. You know, they're just the AutoZone, Equus, whatever you want to call them, and they've served me well for the time being. But now that I'm actually putting money into this car and enjoying it a lot more, it's time to upgrade. So I actually bought good gauges. Got the odometer, and let's see, I've got my oil pressure, I've got my water temperature gauge, and then I bought a new dual gauge pod, and I'm going to paint this to match the car. The other one that's in the car now is just the, you know, cheapy one that was on the shelf at one of the auto parts stores. I didn't even bother painting it. I just slapped it on there and was back on the road. But I'm gonna do it nice this time and kind of make everything blend in. Like I said, I've slowly been putting money into this car, and I really want to enjoy this car more, so I want to do it right. I don't want to just half-ass stuff on this one anymore. I did it at the beginning just to get it down the road, and you know, served me well. But now it's time to spend the money and have the right stuff on this car. And sitting beside my wagon is my 1992 VR4. I just got this thing insured and registered, so now I have my little paper plate. I can go out and actually drive this thing and shake it down just a little bit and enjoy it and see what else it needs. Hopefully not much, because I've been working on this thing forever, and well, it feels like forever. And she seems pretty solid. I don't know that the aero stuff is working just yet, and I think the display for the AC was one of the things I needed to look at. AC works perfect, but the display was kind of intermittent. But before I take this out, I'm going to sticker this thing up. When I say sticker it up, I don't mean I'm going to slap stickers all over this thing. If you know anything about these Mitsubishi 3000GTs, you know that in Japan, they were actually called the GTO. Now, in America, we already had a GTO, so they could not bring that name over. But I thought it'd be cool to print a little sticker that says GTO and put it on the side there, just to pay homage to its roots. Most people will see that and not have a single clue what it even means or why I did that. But to the people that actually know what this car is and know, you know, where it came from and how it came to be, they will understand it and maybe even appreciate it. And last but not least, I still have my DeLorean sitting here. Finally got parts coming. Let's see what else. Oh, I've already got stickers printed for the DeLorean. Yeah, so my show that I run, that's kind of like a little mini RAD festival here in the DFW area. I'm gonna stick these. I did them in the Back to the Future font, and that's gonna go on the side windows of the DeLorean. This is gonna be kind of my showcase car to, you know, promote the show and stuff like that. Time to fire up the sticker machine, get a design going, and print some stickers and get going on the gauges. I've already marked my hole. There's one little screw that can go into the side pillar. And the thing about these plastic pieces are they're all from the same mold, so they don't fit super tight. Well, what I'm gonna do is heat this up just a little bit so I can bend this in, you know, not too much, but just enough that it makes it snug, and it's just gonna be a cleaner install and a better fit. Fingers crossed. Oh, there it is. So you can see I just bent this edge in just a little bit, not much, and it doesn't take a lot of heat. So if you're going to do this, go very, very slow and take your time, do it in, give it a little heat, take it off, do your bend, maybe a little more, take it off, do your bend. Don't just go heating this thing up till it's hot, because it's just gonna melt in on itself. It's not going to be a perfect exact fit, they never are, but mocking it up on mine, it's pretty darn close. And once I cinch it down in the middle there, it's gonna be perfectly fine for my car. So now I need to get it in primer and get it painted to match. What the hell are you doing?
And I look like crap, so it's not a good look for me. That better not be going on the booth tube.
I don't know if it will or not.
Because I look like I'm a mess.
6. And you talk like a sailor.
I can't hear you.
4. I can't hear you either. There it is. Subtle, nobody's really gonna understand it except people that know what this car is, and of course me. But I think it looks pretty cool. It sets it apart from all the other red 92 VR4s that are out there, which aren't many in my area. Gauges are back in. Now, I will know if they're wired and grounded and all that correctly if, let's see, put the key in. once I turn the key on, the gauges should move a little bit. Hey, we have power. Woohoo! Oil pressure is good. It's right where we need to be. Temperature's obviously going to take a minute to come up, but that looks so much better than what I had in here before. And oh, let's see if the lights work. I think the lights are on. It's hard to tell. Now everything seems to be working just fine. So you can see my temperature gauge is starting to creep up. Should be right there at that 180, just over that 180 mark. That's where the thermostat is for this car. That's what it's been running on the other gauge. Still good oil pressure. Just a much cleaner look to it than what was in here before. So now I have good, decent gauges that I know are not going to be kind of intermittent like my other ones were. And that's it for now. There's a couple other things that I really want to do to this car, a couple small things. But for the most part, I'm just leaving it as is. You know, the look is obviously deceiving. It's still got the 200 inline six in it, and the thing just floats down the road. It's super fun to drive. So until I finish these other major projects that I got going on, especially the DeLorean, that's kind of my focus right now, is getting that DeLorean done. This one's just gonna rock and roll as is. These gauges are pretty simple to install. You're gonna have your light bulbs that go into the back of each gauge. That light bulb, each one's gonna have a black wire and a white wire. Your black is ground. Just put those two together and run one wire from that all the way down to a ground. The two white wires, they just go to illumination. Put those two together and run one off of that goes to your headlights. And then the other one is your sending wire from, I've got my oil pressure sensor that goes up to my oil gauge, and then I've got my coolant temperature sensor that goes to the water gauge. I made my oil sending unit a brown wire. I made my water temperature sending unit a blue wire, obviously. And then the only other wire you need is a hot wire, which I use red, and that's just a power wire, ignition on, and you can pull that from anything that has power when the ignition is on. It just needs a signal to the gauge. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of stuff that you really have to mess with. It's very simple. So take your time and just make it a clean install, make everything nice and tidy and simple, and it'll be a piece of cake. Thanks so much for watching. Stay hungry, stay foolish.